All right. Welcome to the stream. I was having some technical difficulties earlier, but we should be up and running right here. Hopefully, we don't have a black screen again. One second here. All right. So, what we got going on right now today for the Ethereum price, we have a lot of vector candles. And when we have these vector candles, typically price wants to move up, but there is going to be a point in time where the price moves back down. And as you can see here with two of my indicators, we are at really high points where we should probably be selling. Especially if you check up here, we've been wicking out to the upside. These blue vector candles, especially on the 4-hour chart, we should be coming back down. I don't know when we will be. I would say in the next 4 to 8 hours, depending on the Asian market session. But we do have to keep an eye on that. I personally would be saying to sell right now because the market maker is going to want to pull this back down to this 50 EMA, which is a green line right there. But we are trending upwards. What I could also see happening is we could be breaking this M4 resistance and going up to the M5, which would be around like $2,900 or so. But I really do think that we are going to roll over right here and start heading back down to the M3 and possibly getting close to the M2. But like I said, this 50 EMA is moving up, and we just got to keep an eye on that. Moving over to Matic. Matic usually follows everything that Ethereum does and Bitcoin. But right now, Matic, it's not really hitting the highs. I mean, we're touching the red zone, and we're not really hitting the top red right here. And then on this chart right here, we're sitting pretty neutral. The money isn't really moving anywhere. The green is the whale money flow, and the little pinkish line right here is the actual price movement. So we're pretty neutral. I wouldn't be taking any trades right now on the higher time frames, especially because the 4 hours I'm looking for a swing trade. But I do have to say on Ethereum, over in this chart, the U.S. Brink session started at 8 in the morning today. So let's go down to the 1 hour. Let's get to 8. So from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, we had the U.S. Brink session pull it back down. And typically, once they initiate a move down, typically the market should follow suit. But right now, we're not getting that. We also have this pink vector candle, which shows an imbalance and obviously a sell-off. And usually, I mean, if we come over here, look at this pink candle or violet, whatever you want to call it. We did have a sell-off, and it did go down, but rebounded and then continued down. Now, that being said, I do think because the U.S. Brinks did initiate a pullback, we could see the Asian markets start beginning their pullback as well, but they could just push it right back up. And I did want to go over Solana because they were moving a little bit here. Check out the Binance chart. Again, Solana is it's following suit with Ethereum's price movement. We're getting pretty high up in the sections. I don't have my little lines drawn up here on this chart, but we are at the higher sections as well. We have 3 green vector candles to the upside, and we have 2 blue vector candles. Now, I don't know why price is still testing and going up. I mean, we literally, I mean, this is exactly following suit. You know, you come down here at an M1 and then we hit an M5 high, which is the average daily range for a high. Right here, you could see we're getting that little wick right there. I'm thinking we're going to have a pullback coming. I mean, for Solana, it's going to follow Ethereum. Ethereum's the captain who shows what the altcoins are going to do. And I believe on the daily 24-hour volume, Solana has seen a 15% increase. Now, anything over 8%, I'm looking to sell. I'm not saying, I'm not a financial advisor and saying to make a sale, but this is something that I'm looking at right here. We're getting high. We're in the red section. We're not peaking out in the the red, but we are there. The price is there. The whale money's there. It's literally in sync. I personally would take a sell. I would take a sell, and I would go for just a $10 move to the downside and then rebuy back in. That's going to be for a later video, going over the blueprint as to how to create these trades and be a successful trader. Now, if I were to take this trade, I would either take it right now, or I'm going to wait until the Asian markets start later on in the day, and I'm going to see how the nighttime is moving. Because tomorrow is a new day, Tuesday through Thursday. That's the highest volume trades. That's where you're going to be in and out and make money. I don't like swing trades, but that might be the move to do a swing trade on the 4-hour chart right here. Because if we come down to the 1 hour, we're still meandering around up here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 green vector candles. Haven't really hit one to the downside. We got a blue, continued up, and then got another green. We did see a slight retrace, but then we're coming back up, a small blue and another green vector. I mean, I don't know how it's going to keep going up like this without having some sort of retracement, at least back down to the EMAs down here. Now this is on the 1 hour for the EMAs, so it's going to vary. More of a 4-hour trader. So if you do look at this green line, the 50 EMA on the 4-hour, I do believe that we're going to come back down to it because there's such an imbalance on the charts with the price movement. So if this, continues its path, we'll see something like that. And I mean, if it keeps continuing upwards, it'll be like something like that. But if it does start to move down, it could just meander a little bit around the M3 area, which is the $100 area. Now, if we do see a drop, I mean, I would expect it to come down to this original green vector candle for the initiation, which was a low of $90. So if we do break this 50 EMA, I definitely for sure think we're gonna come back down to that $90 range. And hang on, sorry, let me delete these. But if we do see an initiation and drop even more because we're breaking below the 50, I think we could. I don't know. We've already recovered this wick to the downside. I'm not really seeing too many wicks to the downside. I do believe we're starting a trend reversal, but we're gonna have to come back down and roll over. My target is going to be around the $100 mark for Solana. We're currently at 112 right now. So in the next 3 days, within the next 3 days, I do believe it could come back down, especially with Thursday and Friday. There's a lot of news events, so we're going to have to pay attention to that and see where the price goes. But because price is high right now, typically we're in a 3-day cycle. Right here on the 28th, 29th, we're hitting the highs, and then over here we're on the 1st and we're hitting the highs. So I would say by the time Thursday, Friday rolls around, I think we're going to be sitting in the lower red range over here, and then that's when we're going to initiate a move up, and everyone's going to be like, oh my god, is the news, the GDP, whatever. It's the news doesn't really have much influence other than retail traders believing it does, because the market maker is already making his prices. We can already see it right here. And like I said, by the time we hit Thursday, Friday, we should be down here in the lower red section, and then start initiating a move to the upside over the weekend. And look at that, Solana's already neandering, kind of hitting a little bit of drops. We are wicking hard on the M5, but we could very well, just keep going all the way up to 200 EMA. And if we do that, we are for sure going to bounce off that. That is another possibility. That would be best case possibility scenario. That would probably, by the time we hit there, I don't know, probably be close to the 120 range. So like another $8 move. I know $8 seems like a lot for Solana, but it's moving. Wanted to check out Elrond real quick because it's also hitting a nice move to the upside. Look at that. We're already in the high red. We're literally leveling out in the high red. And the price and money flow is getting up there as well. Again, with this trade, we could get up to the M5, around the $158 mark. But I do believe we need to see an initiation to the downside in order for this to keep playing out. We got a nice W right here, but we do need it to fall back down, because we are getting that price reversal, higher highs, higher lows. I do keep saying how we do need to recover this wick on the 26th, the Fed wick that everyone's talking about, and like, oh no, the Fed's crashed the market. And it's like, no, they didn't, because if you look over here, we're in the high red section, and we got the money flow high as well, and then boom, look at that. I sold around here earlier in the day when we were literally flattening out, and the Fed news event comes out, and then all of a sudden, bam, we just get massive red, and everyone's like, oh, the Fed crashed the market. And it's just like, no, if you understand the market maker, everything's planned out. Those news events are planned out. They're moving everything in calculated moves. And that's where the average retail trader is going to mess up and not make profits, because they're listening to, they're pretty smart YouTubers. They've been in the space, but it's like, they're breakout traders. They see everything happening and prices going up, and like, oh, it's breaking this level, blah, blah, blah. But then it just shoots right back down, and everyone gets liquidated, and that just sucks for everyone. But I was going to pull up, I didn't load the high block yet for today, so let me refresh this. I'm not a Bitcoin trader by any means, but obviously Bitcoin does start the movements, so whatever it does, everything else does. I like to go off of Ethereum. It's better for me to understand. It's what I trade with, and Ethereum is the leader of the altcoins, so whatever it does is where the alts go. But you do get those occasional alts that just explode out of nowhere like Cardano. That's like it's its own thing. It just, hey, everyone's doing terrible. I'm just gonna pop my head up every now and then. Anyways, here's the high block liquidation levels, and wow. If you come down here to the key, you could see the pink and red and orange. All of that is long liquidations. And obviously our price is up here right now. Where is the short liquidations? You know, what do we got? We don't have that many more short liquidations. I mean, yeah, we got, you know, a lot, millions, but there's not much left up there. I mean, if I were the market maker and I see all of this, I mean, I just don't think that he's thinking that we're agreeing on price right now. I don't think this is like a move to the upside. I mean, yeah, we're getting higher lows, but what I could see is look at all these long liquidations. Look at, like, you could be literally wrecking everyone and making your profits because we initiate this move to the upside. So, I mean, if we continue the trend up, you know, and continue these higher lows, I mean, what's to say that we don't get down to the 2550 level, you know, because obviously we got down over here to, you know, 25 level. But if we're going to keep creating those higher lows, I don't know, 2550, 2600, why don't we come back down there and take all these liquidation points, take all their money? That's just me. That's just me thinking out loud, trying to figure out what the market maker wants to do. Because right now everything is kind of just steamrolling. We're just kind of going up. We're going up, but it's like why are we attacking these ranges? There's no short liquidations left. We just literally hit all of this range. Now, if we come down here to the other day, or, you know, 3 days ago or whatever, it's the same thing. It's like, why, you know, there's not that much liquidity for shorts up here. You could see it meandered around, and then it came back down and took out these longs. Now we're building up, building up, building up, building up, building up, and we're just going. Why aren't we coming back down? That's the question. I don't have an answer. I don't know if the maker is going to take all those points, but I do believe we can be expecting a drop. Whether you want to get in on a trade or not, I mean, if you want to be a breakout trader and trade the breakout, I mean, you can. It's risky, but I would not be going long right now. It's a little too risky, especially when everything's high. I mean, every time Ethereum gets high up here, I mean, aside from, you know, a couple days ago, I mean, it still did go down, but it didn't go down as much as I wanted it to. Because typically when we get in this high point, you know, let's say you get into a position on the low, which is 25.30, and then you come back all the way down here, and then you rebuy back in at 24.80. You know, that's not the biggest move that I was looking for, because typically I'm looking for $100 price drops, and that's where you're gonna make your money. But I think right now we're gonna have to move it to $30 to $50 price drops once we hit these top red sections, because it does look like we're getting a trend reversal, and you don't want to be caught going against a trend. And I hate the slogan, the trend is your friend till the very end, but you got to make money. You got to sell. I mean, every time we go up, there's going to be a sell. I mean, look at all these wicks that are happening. We keep wicking off the M4 up here on Ethereum and just going back down. Goes up, and then you get the sell. Goes up, you get the sell. It's not going to go up forever. It'll always come back down. I don't know what the price is that you want to be trading in at. Me personally, I take Ethereum, I take 10 shares, and I trade for, I did look for those $100 moves, but now, you're looking for at least a $50 move. And that would be a swing trade. So you trade your 10 shares of ETH for it to go down $50, and then you rebuy back in and you make a $500 profit. Same thing with Solana and Elrond. You take your 10 shares, you look for a $10 drop because they don't move as much as Ethereum. So you look for a $10 drop and you make a $100 profit off of 10 shares. Same thing with Matic. You have 1,000 shares, you look for a 10-cent drop, and then you make $100 off of it. So those are the tiers that I'm going to go over in a separate video. I don't think I'm going to do a live stream for it. I think it's just going to be the blueprint that I'm going to pin and show you how to trade these. But you just always got to be mindful of what the market maker is doing. And, don't be too eager to trade when price is going up and be like, oh my God, I need to buy because it's going to keep going up. No, it's going to come back down eventually. But that's all I got for you today. Be on the lookout for the end of the week. I will be live streaming again tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday, especially with the news events coming this weekend. Maybe I'll do a stream on Friday, depending on what's happening. But just be on the lookout. If you're taking trades, I'm looking for shorts right now. I wouldn't do too big of a short. I'm just looking for at least $10 price movements. If you're trading a big boy like Ethereum and Bitcoin, I would do like maybe a $20 to $30 price movement to the downside, and then rebuy back in because we are kind of seeing a price reversal. So be mindful, be wary, think like the market maker. That's all I got for you today. Peace.